to the Sims 4 Medieval mini-series. Today we'll be working on a tavern for the Hinford-on-Bagley medieval-inspired area that I'm going for. I'm getting this prepared for the Sims 4 Decades Challenge, specifically the medieval part of it. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going through and renovating all of Hinford-on-Bagley. If you don't know me, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. There are more videos. Feel free to go ahead and watch through them. This will be our second to last build for the medieval mini-series. I have built other lots within it, but the next one will be the main house for the medieval characters and the family that I'll be following for the series, so make sure to keep watch for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into the video. So at this point you can tell that I've already come up with the shape for the tavern. It was just going through and deciding on the wallpapers and what the actual look of it will be. I went ahead and added in stables to kind of add to the more of that idea that maybe there is a lot of people coming and going. They usually ride their horses there because they probably don't have cars at this point. It's medieval times, so anyways, I did try to follow a little bit more of a German tavern inspired look, I believe, whenever I was looking at this for medieval. I had recently been to Rothenburg around this time. If you don't know what that is, it's a really cool, very medieval town within Germany, and it's very beautiful, and honestly, I think it 100% inspired this to a certain degree. Yeah, so you can see me going ahead and adding doors. I start to add windows. You see me sit there and mess around a lot with windows. I think I actually cut out a lot of me messing with windows just because it got to be so long of me just going back and forth on colors, on windows, on doors. There was a lot to this. Worst habits is forgetting trash cans and also forgetting to paint ceilings. This time I remembered trash cans. In fact, it became like a whole deal where I was trying to figure out which trash can I actually wanted. You didn't see it, but I did actually go back to the trash cans and try to change them around again because I wasn't completely certain, but I settled on those trash cans. And then here we are with the planter boxes, and I have to admit, I think that it added a lot. I don't add many planter boxes on most of these builds because a lot of the houses I've been building have been for peasants. So this one felt really cool to have those planter boxes that seemed to match pretty well with the build. In the inside of the build, I decided to go with a more classic tavern look, I believe. I did try to keep it all stone walls and looking a little bit maybe dungeon-esque, because the idea is that they didn't really put anything on the inside other than the stone walls that already existed. And then here we are with the bar for the actual tavern part of this. Now, if you have the expansion pack for businesses and hobbies, I don't actually have that pack, so you can make this run like a normal tavern, or if you're like me and never got that pack and I'm probably not going to get it now, you can go ahead and utilize this with maybe a mod. I believe her name is Little Miss Sam. She has a mod where you can live in and work from this tavern, or you can go the classic route where they own a separate lot technically, and then this is the business for that they go to if you have the original get to work pack. I went ahead and downloaded Little Miss Sam's mod for this, just so that way I could have it running in the background and have it always running as a tavern, and when I come into it, I can kind of see a little bit more what's going on, because I'll be bouncing around from family to family during the Let's Play, just to keep them updated in the background. As we move over to the other side of the room, you'll notice me going for tables that look good but aren't maybe in the best condition. Same with chairs. I mostly try to do that because the family that owns this is probably one of the only middle class medieval families that I have in the game, and I wanted them to be middle class just because they work this tavern, so they at times can be more closer to the peasant class and other times be closer to maybe the more rich class. As they run this tavern, they have nobles and different peasants visit, so it's probably one of the only lots where both the peasants and the nobles would also interact. So I tried very hard to make it seem a little bit closer to that middle class, rather than maybe being a seedy tavern or a tavern that doesn't run as well as maybe a noble's tavern. We have finally moved on to the upstairs. The first thing that I was trying to do was figure out the layout. Now, unlike a normal tavern where the upstairs would maybe be like a hotel where people could stay, I instead made it a home for the family that runs the tavern. Because of that, unfortunately, I don't have any rooms set up for guests, so you can't really run it like a hotel. But I think it would be pretty easy to convert it to being more like a hotel, to be completely honest, because you could just easily make this upstairs instead of for a family for guests to come and stay. Now, as I was going through and doing this, I did decide to finish off the tavern in the upstairs and have a little games table. I also switched out the downstairs table by the stairs, I don't know if you noticed, for a games table, and then I came in here and made the main family room for the family that stays here. as we're going through and starting to do the interior and the different rooms, I wanted to explain that this is meant to be a little bit of an overcrowded family. It is parents with 3 kids, which doesn't sound like it would take up too much room or anything, but they are both together in the house, and there's also the grandparents that live here with them. Because of that, I do have the kids sharing the bedroom with the grandparent, and the parents have their own bedroom. It's the tiniest bedroom, and then the other little ones are together in a room. I mainly made this choice just because I easily could have split up this room into 2, but it felt more right to keep it more of that idea of that maybe they aren't so well off in terms of their family, like they're middle class, but they did come from peasant class, and they worked very hard to get their tavern to the point that it is now. So most of their money goes to keeping the downstairs looking really nice and decorated and ready for patrons. The kids' room very bright and friendly, mostly just because it doesn't mean that even though they have a little bit maybe poor housing for them, that they don't try their best to keep their kids very happy and in a pleasant environment. I did go a lot with browns throughout this build. I don't know if you noticed. I do that for a lot of my builds, and I think it's just because for some reason when I picture that time frame, I just picture a lot of different browns more than I picture other colors and varieties of colors. Looking back at this, it's definitely not as bright as I remembered it being, but maybe I was just thinking of the plants, honestly. And yeah, just little toys and just a very cute little room, I think, for the kids. As we're finishing off with the bathroom, we're going to go ahead and switch over to working more on the outside because I kind of left that alone for a while I was working on the inside so I could get more of an idea of what the tavern looks like. I had a lot of trouble deciding on the stables, whether or not I liked how they looked and if I wanted them to be different, if I wanted to make it more of a barn than just kind of a hangover area. There was a lot of different things and designs that I cut out just because there was a lot of me going back and forth and hemming and hawing over this. After we're finishing with the stables, I'll start decorating more of the outside. I do paths, I add trees, and there was a lot of time spent in Bite-A-Bug, so I know I cut out a lot of that. As we're adding in the trees and you see me start to mess around with Bite-A-Bug, this is where I started to cut out most of the Bite-A-Bug things. So I will go ahead and see you guys over in live mode. Hey everyone, welcome to live mode. So I do have this in a test world right now. Don't know if you can tell by my 2 characters that I created for just touring there. But this is the tavern here. Let's go ahead and head in. So whenever you head into, I'd say, the main doors here, you have the bar immediately in front of you. Alright, so you're immediately greeted with the barkeeper right there, with the fireplace, probably going more often than not. And as you head around the bar, you have these tables and this very nice seating here. There's leafy greens covering up the windows. We follow Miss Penny Pizzazz up here. We have the top of the bar. Now, it's very simple, and this technically would be the place that the bar would be limited to in normal situations. But let's go ahead and head into the apartment now. So as you guys can see, the apartment is very empty in a way, but I don't think that it looks not warm. I think that it's warm and welcoming and maybe just a little bit empty, very free for you guys to decorate yourselves. Head out this door and you have a little balcony that you can do whatever you'd like to do with. And we head back over this way into the hallway. And this first door in front of us is the bedroom for the grandfather and the kid, or the oldest kid of the Cook family that will be living here. They have a nice big window. The ceiling does cut into the window a little bit, which I didn't notice when I built this, but I think overall the effect of the room is very nice, and it feels probably a little bit more open than most of the other rooms. Heading back in the hallway here, let's head down to the furthest door on the right. We have the bedroom for the parents here. They have two little stands for their wardrobe, and that's just about it. There's not really much going on in here. I did add a little detail of a little coin area here where maybe they keep track of the bills. But then we head back over this way and into the little kids' room. Now again, I remembered this being a lot brighter. I think I was just remembering all the plants that I added in, but I still think it's cute. It's very brown, I would say. And if you look over there, we have cute little blocks and just a little play area. Heading back over this way, we have the bathroom as our final spot here. Now, the bathroom is not for patrons. This is only for the family. This would be expected to be locked up and just for the family. They have bathtub and no toilet, as you can tell, except for a little training pot. The reason that they don't have a bathroom is because if you head down the stairs and back through the bar area here, there is actually a little door here that leads you out to the guest restroom. Now, this is not only a guest restroom, this is also their restroom, so I made sure to keep it somewhat close to the house, but it is a little further away than what you'd want to where you'd want it to be if you lived here. We also have the horse stables here, just to show that off real quick. But yeah, that's it. It's a pretty small build, I'd say. I think it looks really good. Ooh, there's a white spot there. Anyways, let's go ahead and end this live tour here. So that's the end of the video. If you guys want to like and subscribe, please feel free to do so. This is the second to last build within the mini medieval build series, so make sure to keep watch for that final build before we move into the Decades Challenge. I will have links below leading to the Decades Challenge that I'll be following if you want to keep up with the rules. And I will see you guys next time. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to download this build, it'll be on the gallery under Dreamer Blah. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys next time.